Hi, it's Jill Crichton here from English with Ease, instalment 2 of What Do We Learn from Our Children's Stories. Now, you may be looking at my attire at the moment and thinking, that's exactly what she wore in the last video. I'm actually batching these up so that I've got a bit more time for other things. Now, we are going to have a look at Paddington Bear, the cute, the lovable little bear who was found at Paddington Station. And you may say, Jill, what's the moral of this story? Well, this one is quite simple. Mr. and Mrs. Brown find Paddington Bear at the station. And they're slightly confused. There is a bear in Paddington Station. And not only that, the bear has very good manners. Good afternoon, it said. May I help you? Oh, these aren't the kinds of things that President Trump talks about when he discusses immigrants coming into the country. But what do Mr. and Mrs. Brown think they're going to do with little Paddington Bear? Oh, look, Mrs. Brown is feeling quite sad. She doesn't understand why Paddington has come all that way with a little tag that says, please look after this bear. Their moral compass is coming into play. Oh, Henry, she cried, we can't leave him here all by himself. Look at her. She's telling her husband straight away, we're taking this bear home. I know you said no pets. However, I think given that he has a coat and a hat on, we could name him as one of the members of our family. Would you like that? Mr. Brown asks Paddington. Oh, yes, says the bear. I mean, who wouldn't like to live with some strangers once they've got off as a stowaway from a ship from South America? Now, Mrs. Brown is very keen to ensure that Paddington has had enough to eat and drink. And it's at this point that Mr. Brown gets him covered in cake, because he doesn't think about the little things like, if you're covered head to toe in fur, really the best kinds of cakes to be eaten aren't the ones covered in icing or cream, even if they are the tastiest ones. And as you can see, Paddington is getting into a real nightmare here. However, look at this wonderful part of the story. Judy, one of their children, has already met Paddington, and he is part of the family. Never mind that he's covered in such things. Oh, bears is extra, says the taxi driver. Sticky bears is twice as much. Oh, we do know these taxi drivers, don't we? Out to make a few bucks. But to be fair, he would probably be saying the same thing if Paddington was really drunk at the moment. It's twice as much if you're sick in the taxi. I don't know that from experience. Now, Paddington is quite a friendly little bear, and he does like to chat to everybody, and nobody really understands quite why that is. But Paddington, they decide, should come into the house. Now, you may ask, why would Mr. and Mrs. Brown take in an immigrant from another country who had nowhere else to live? President Trump, why would they? I think Paddington is a fantastic way to think about how we treat one another. It doesn't matter that Paddington Bear is a bear in a station in London. Mr. and Mrs. Brown have a duty to make sure that he's all right. And if there's anything that we take from the book, it's to make sure that we look after one another. Stay tuned for the next instalment. I am likely to be wearing the same clothes again. If there are any books that you particularly want me to tell you the moral of that story, then let me know, send me an email, and I will do my best to get my hands on that book.